Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. I don't know the words. Everyone knows it's windy. There you go. I sang a song. It is not windy yet, but it's going to be windy in just a few hours. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines. Today, there's no beating around the bush. We have a hurricane heading our way, and it isn't funny, but it is what it is. I am concerned about this, as we all should be, but we've been there before and we'll be there again. However, if there are any hurricane newbies watching live today, don't be shy. Please ask questions about what this implies. Trust me, I know from personal experience that I could have had a really, really bad scare back when Hurricane Kenna hit Puerto Vallarta. And if you want to hear that story, just write the word Kenna in your comment, and I'll be happy to let you know how this newbie, because I was a newbie when Hurricane Kenna hit Puerto Vallarta, could have been just really, really in a horrible place. But before we go there, I want to, as always, welcome everyone. Oh, everyone's saying. Okay. I will. Let me start with that story then. Before we start with the news, this is going to be all about Hurricane. What is it called, Lidia? But as long as we're here, I'm going to tell you the story. So, okay. So back when I was living in Boston, and I was working for a big university in Cambridge, whose name is Harvard. Yes, I worked for Harvard University for many years. Um, Whenever we had a snow day was a great day to go to work because school was shut down and we were incredibly productive. And because I used to take the subway into Harvard, and the subway stop is like right next to the university, it was a no-brainer. You would just go into the university. And so the day that I heard about Hurricane Kenna, I figured, well, I mean, it's got to be like like a snowstorm. So I'm just going to go to the office because it's going to be really quiet and we're going to be very productive. My office, of course, for Vallarta Lifestyles was in Marina Vallarta, right in front of the living room bookstore cafe. So I get to the office and I open the door and I'm there by myself, and then it's 9 o'clock and nobody shows up, and then 9:15 comes along, 9:30, none of my coworkers show up, and I'm not the one that answers the phone. I don't even remember if I knew how to answer the phone, but I answered the phone, and a coworker of mine says to me, "Paco, what are you doing there? Go home. We're not working today." I'm like, "Okay, fine, no problem." It is now 9:20. I shut down the office, and the people that used to run um, a gym right next to Vallarta Lifestyles, gave me a ride to Plaza Genovesa. Because then I was going to take a bus up to the Libramiento to take me to my apartment in Jacaranda Street in Emiliano Zapata. I lived up high on the hill, so I was not really concerned about the hurricane or the waves for that matter. So I was waiting for the bus at Plaza Genovesa, half a block away from where I was. Gold's Gym had just opened a stunning state of the art new gym here in Puerto Vallarta, and everybody was talking about it. So I am standing at the bus stop. The bus comes and gets me, and then heads up the Libramiento, and I get home. The hurricane hit a few um, hours later. I think it hit by around 11 o'clock or 12. But what was really funny is that where I was waiting for the bus, I found out that 40 minutes later, I mean, had I been there 40 minutes later, I would have had water up to my chest. That's right. The brand new, Gold's Gym was totaled because water that was like 1 meter deep, 1 meter high, came into that general area. There were small lanchas and boats floating on Medina Asensio right at that intersection. So I could have been totally scared. Um, Ironically, from where I was at home, I spent the rest of the afternoon at home. And later on, I did walk down to the beach where I saw that Puerto Vallarta was totaled. I certainly hope that's not going to be the case this year. But what I am trying to impress here is if you are new to hurricanes, please take every recommendation that you are given. That's the end of my story, and let us just get started with news. As always, please add a capital letter Q if you have something truly important that you wish to share. So, there's no beating around the bush when it comes to this business. A lot can change in 24 hours. Yesterday at this time, Tropical Storm Lidia was heading north of Puerto Vallarta towards the state of Nayarit. This morning, it is now a Category 2 hurricane, and it is heading to Cabo Corrientes, just south of Puerto Vallarta. But our city is very much within the path. Let us take a quick look at Windy just to see what exactly that means. Here it is. Here's the hurricane. And of course, here's Puerto Vallarta, and there is Cabo Corrientes. My thoughts and prayers go to all our friends in Maito, in Villa del Mar, and so forth and so on. Now, I do want you to pay attention to the way the hurricane is going around. It goes around counterclockwise. So Puerto Vallarta tends to be a little more fortunate when hurricanes come in from the south because all these mountains in the lower part of the bay can shelter the city to some extent. One of the big problems when Hurricane Kenna came into the city 20 years ago is that it was coming in this direction. So because it was coming straight into the city, we all got screwed. So in theory, things could be not as bad, but it's a Category 2 hurricane and it's heading in our direction. So we can expect that things are going to get very, very interesting by today at 6 o'clock, maybe even sooner. So what do? I will answer that in a second. Let me go through the headlines, the associated headlines that I have ready for you. And I noticed some big spam. Please don't click on anything, and I'll get rid of the spam in a second. Before we get into comments and I answer questions and we talk to one another, please know that classes are obviously suspended for this afternoon and tomorrow. Victor Manuel Bernal, who oversees the local region for the Ministry of Education, has announced that all classes are suspended. We also know that two cruise ships canceled their arrival. The Ocean Victory and the Carnival Panorama have canceled their arrivals for today and tomorrow, respectively. For that matter, this is just as well because the Ministry of the Marine has officially shut down all navigation in the port as of 8 p.m. last night. Flights are also being canceled. I know this because I was hoping that my dear friends Michal and Barry would arrive today, but the airline is not taking any chances. I haven't read of the airport closing, but I did read somewhere that an increasing number of flights are being canceled. Needless to say, all beaches are closing down and local businesses are not taking any chances. That lovely lunch date that you were going to have at Daiquiri Dick's today, you may want to reschedule it because Daiquiri Dick's is not taking any chances, as I mentioned. Here, I forgot to change the graphic, but according to this news note, high waves are already hitting the city. So this is some of the coverage that we're looking at as far as the restaurant, the hurricane is concerned. And I'll be honest with you, just about every other news item that I had scheduled for today looked puny compared to all these news. So I am going to be, oh dear, Catherine, my goodness, you're in the air. Well, it's a good thing you're still able to land if you're landing in 35 minutes. And I hope your landing is not very bumpy. Consider yourself grateful that you can come in and come shelter yourself in your own home. We are going to go right into your comments. I'm not even going to play the happy music just because. Who the fuck is this woman that is spamming? Just go away, lady. Oh my goodness. Okay, please ignore the spams. I'll make sure that we block these people so that they don't contribute to coffee and headlines in the future. I am looking at all your comments. I'm seeing good mornings and I'm seeing good wishes, which are very much appreciated from those of you that are living elsewhere. Oh my God, you are on for tomorrow, even if you're on a waiting list? Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed, Michal, because I really want to see you. I miss you terribly. But most importantly, just be safe. Hopefully, you will be able to fly down tomorrow. Let's see what else we have. Do 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 do. I'm looking for cues, or I'm looking for good wishes. Pat says, took the dogs out, bought a loaf of comfort bread from Artisan Bakery, filled every bucket with water, I hope, or maybe with gin. What do I know? Charging all devices. Here we go. Yes, please. As long as we're talking about this, having a good supply of clean water never hurts. Having your flashlight charged or having candles ready to go never hurts. If we get thunder and lightning, unplugging your appliances is always a good idea. All those pots and plants that you think are going to survive your balcony, get them away from the balcony. Let's see. Lots of quenas. I've told you my story. And again, I was very lucky. I was totally naive. Little did I know. But when I looked at photographs of where I was standing waiting for my bus, and those photos were taken less than an hour later, I was like, fuck, I would have been scared shitless. Pardon my French. Let's see what else. I see a queue. I'm new to Cinco area, a little up the hill. Are there any tips or things to do other than the basics of food, candles, water, and battery power? You've nailed it, friend. You have nailed it. I do know of some people that tape their windows. Don't know if you have windows facing the water or don't know your actual situation, but just make sure that if you have things close to the windows that could break, that you have plenty of space there so that, should your windows break, you don't end up with glass all over the place. Um, I tend to get a lot of wind, and the latches on my front windows are not very strong. So I have two very heavy chairs, the two orange chairs. I usually lean those against my windows when it starts to get really windy. And because they're made of wrought iron, my windows remain closed. Um, but again, if windows are going to break, chances are they're going to break because debris hit the windows, not because the wind is that strong. But I could be wrong. Hopefully, that's not going to happen. Let's see. Oh, please, Pat, no driving of the van today. Today is a good day to stay put. Let's see. Oh my God! If this comment is about Hurricane Kenna, yes, all kinds of things were floating down the main street. That was not pretty. Da 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 da. My guardian angel is working overtime to keep me safe. Yes, he is. But he wrote me this morning to wish me well. Oh. Uh. Oh, lady. I will get rid of your nasty spam. Fuck. Why do people do that? Uh. Or if somebody wants to block this woman, please don't wait for me. Let's see what else we have. Do, 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 do. Not seeing any spam on our screen. That's because this. Oh, you're not seeing the spam? This is very good. That means that Facebook is working because Facebook is supposed to get rid of any messages that are spammy and that have built-in web addresses. And there's a lady that says she's French and she is just here. I'm gonna show you. She's being evil. She's been doing this to a bunch of you. Um, so that's what concerns me, and I wish this lady much health if that is indeed the truth. Let's see what else we have. Any advice for us getting ready? Well, Lucas, my dear, um, I know your home is completely exposed. The good thing for you is that you are in a valley and you're surrounded by high hills. So I'm hoping that that will be helpful. Just make sure that anything that could break is put away, particularly because your house is wide open. Your beautiful plants, make sure that they're not on ledges, and and make sure you have a bunch of happy cookies just in case. Oh my goodness. I love you, my dear Lucas and Claude. I'll be lighting candles on your behalf, and let's connect closely during the coming hours. Let's see what else we have. There's another cue. During the last hurricane we had 2 years ago was three. I can't remember. We lost power for 18 hours and we have water halfway around the house, and it was horrible. Well, there you have it. Unfortunately, um, when we lose power, we never know when it's going to be restored. Um, and Susan kindly reminds us that Kenna was a Category 5. That's a nice reminder to have. Thank you very much for that. That was a very, very strong hurricane. This is only a Category 2. And oh my goodness, the spammers are just going crazy today. Let's see what else. Yes, the spam filters are working, but we must be getting popular, I suppose. Ba-da-ba-ba. Sherry asks, do I need to lay my gas cylinders on the ground? Hmm. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Put it away. I said Sherry, and my iPad thought that I had said the word that invokes my iPad. Advise on putting your gas cylinder on the ground. Well, it never hurts. If you can do it, it never hurts. Of course, gas cylinders are heavy, so just be careful if you're going to do that. But ultimately, calling the gas company, they can give you the best advice. Let's see. I have a glass top table on my terrace. Should I get help to bring it inside? That's probably not a bad idea, particularly if you could have branches falling over it and breaking it. That's not a bad idea. Yes, let's see. What else? What else? Will they cut the electric if it gets bad? I know they did during Kenna. That's a good question. Again, I tend to think that when they cut electricity, it's because something hit a transformer. So that's when power outages take place. I would hope that if the electrical company is going to deliberately shut down electricity, excuse me, that they will notify it. And if they do, of course, I will be posting to our Facebook page later on in the day if I read anything or see anything that is absolutely relevant. I am grateful to the 123 of you that are watching live for trusting coffee and headlines. This is what we do. We try to keep everyone connected. Thank you very much for your support. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Time to get a batch of magic cookies to help get you through the hurricane, says JC. Well, in theory, yes, but I mean they make you kind of clumsy, so you don't want to be clumsy when there's a hurricane coming. That's for sure. Um, Your neighbors will appreciate removing items from your balconies and patios. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, Pat says, I'm having a cookie now with my coffee. I wish I could do that, but I have to prep for my country presentation. I have a lot of work ahead of me, but uh, but there you go. This is what we have for today. I will save the rest of my news for tomorrow because again, everything that I found seems a little puny compared to this. Once again, thank you all for tuning in today. It looks like it's going to be an interesting day. Let us try to be mindful of what's going on. Please stay kind. Make sure that people know where to find you, and make sure that you check in with your loved ones through this whole process because people tend to get worried. I'll be here. I'll be staying at home all day long, wishing everybody well. As always, I thank you for joining us. I thank those of you that choose to support us either through coffees occasionally or by pursuing a membership. And I certainly hope that we're going to be fine later on this evening. Again, if anything comes up through the course of the day, I will be posting on our Facebook page. Otherwise, hold your breath and let's come out of this unharmed, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.